What is up, my fellow subscribers? On today's video I am bringing you my top 5 Call of Duties that were never made. 5 Call of Duties that do not exist. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have loved to see Infinite Warfare on this list, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen because the game is going to be released in November. But these are Call of Duties that, you know, some of these Call of Duties got cancelled. Activision had people working on these bad boys, but unfortunately for the people working on these bad boys, I'm pretty sure they had a dream of having their game released. Unfortunately for them, as I said, the games didn't make it. Alright, they got cancelled. And the other Call of Duties are Call of Duties that people have been asking for ages. But you know, we don't have them yet, so that kind of sucks. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the point. At the number 5 position, we have Call of Duty Devil's Brigade, which is a badass name, let me tell that right now. This was going to be a third-person shooter for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC, and it was being made by Underground Development. So this was going to be set or played in Italy during World War II, so it was a World War II game. And pretty much at the time they only had like a little bit of campaign made, like about 15 minutes of gameplay. And you know, I'm pretty sure they were going to work on multiplayer later, but you were a squad of bad guys, of badasses, and you were the biggest badass of your squad, so you could give orders to your soldiers. You could tell them what to do, which is pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure you cannot do that in any Call of Duty. I'm not sure though. Yeah, you can do that on MW3, on Extinction, if you deploy the Delta Squad or the Riot Shield Squad. I think you can give them orders. I'm not sure though, but I have a vague idea that you could do that. And I think they started working on this game 5 months before the release of Call of Duty 4. So at the time, Call of Duty 4 was a risk no one had. You know, the guys of Activision, whatever, they didn't have a lot of faith on Call of Duty 4 because they didn't know if people would enjoy the modern warfare setting. You know, during the time World War II was the shit. Everyone loved those games. All games were were played during World War II or were set whatever in World War II. And they were like, you know what, these guys that were making Call of Duty Devil's Brigade, Underground Development, they were like, man, Infinity Ward released Call of Duty 4, it's a modern warfare Call of Duty, people will not enjoy this shit, so let's try our luck, you know, maybe we can hit the jackpot and whatever, maybe Call of Duty 4 will fail, and then they will release our Call of Duty, and we're gonna be a big ass motherfucking team like Infinity Ward, but unfortunately for them, that didn't happen. At the number 4 position, we have Call of Duty Vietnam. This was going to be another third-person shooter. I don't know about... would you guys like to play a third-person shooter Call of Duty? I think third-person shooter doesn't belong to Call of Duty. Yeah, you can make like a game mode with it, it's okay. But I don't know if people would have liked this. I do know that Call of Duty Vietnam sounds fucking good. Maybe it could have been a great game. This game was being made by Sledgehammer. So Sledgehammer was working on Call of Duty Vietnam, but unfortunately Activision told them to just fucking scrap that idea, don't do it, because they wanted something new. Activision, you know, were like, you know what, people are complaining about Call of Duty being the same every single fucking year, Sledgehammer, you gotta do something new. So instead of you know, making the biblical Call of Duty known as Call of Duty Vietnam, Sledgehammer made Advanced Warfare. So, you know, it was not Sledgehammer's fault. And to be honest, it wasn't Activision's fault. It wasn't Sledgehammer's fault because initially they wanted to make Call of Duty Vietnam. It just sounds fucking good. Call of Duty Vietnam. Oh my god, sounds great. No, I just like the setting. I think that Vietnam looks great. You know, Black Ops 1 was played during Vietnam, whatever. It was awesome. But it's not Sledgehammer's fault. They were forced to make Advanced Warfare. And to be honest, it wasn't Activision's fault because they were listening to the community. And the community, everyone, you know, people were crying that Call of Duty was the same fucking game every single year, just with a different name. But anyways, this game was going to be set in Cambodia and Laos during the 60s and 70s, and pretty much it was going to be very similar to Black Ops 1 with napalm strikes, flamethrowers, and all that fucking good stuff that people love. At the number 3 position, we have World War II. This is a Call of Duty that people have been asking for ages, man, at least since Black Ops 1, because World at War, the first game, was fucking awesome. Everyone loved World at War. It's pretty much like Call of Duty 4, but played in a different time, in World War II. It's a great game, man. I love the bayonet, I love the flamethrower, I love the tanks. That's one thing I love about World at War, and it makes it a very unique Call of Duty, because it's the only Call of Duty where you can use tanks, obviously after Call of Duty 4, because in Call of Duty 3 you can use tanks. So I love it, and to be honest, they made it very well. The tanks were sluggish as fucking snails, man. They were super slow. But that's pretty much how the tanks were back in the day during World War II. So that's why they worked so well in World at War, because they were not overpowered, and also because they only had tanks in 2 maps, I believe. So if you didn't want to use tanks, you had a shit ton of maps without them, and it was not a problem. At the number 2 position, we have Modern Warfare 4. This is another Call of Duty that people have been asking for ages, but unfortunately, Infinity Ward said, I believe, that they were done with the Modern Warfare series. It ended in MW3. Now, if you look at the Infinite Warfare trailer, if you look at the like-dislike bar, you will see that 2.5 million of people are hating on Infinite Warfare. So I'm pretty sure that Infinity Ward can just invent an excuse to bring back the Modern Warfare series, to make Modern Warfare 4. They know that, you know, with all this hate, alright, that Infinite Warfare is getting, they have to play a fucking, you know, a fucking awesome card in the future, right? They're getting a lot of hate right now, right? Infinity Ward at this point is the ugly duckling, alright? So they know that the next Call of Duty is going to be very important. And Ghost was a flop for a lot of people. You know, people were talking shit about Infinity Ward because of Ghosts. Now, they're talking shit about Infinity Ward because of fucking Infinite Warfare. So they know that Modern Warfare 4 is the gold mine they have right there, right? If they make it, you know, in the future, after Infinite Warfare, people will love Infinity Ward, especially if they make it like MW2, if it plays like MW2. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Modern Warfare 4 is a gold mine they have sitting right there, and as I said, if it's going to be the next Call of Duty, people will forget about Infinite Warfare, and I'm pretty sure that Modern Warfare 4 is gonna get over 1 million of likes. All right, if they make that fucking game in the future, it's gonna get millions of likes. And finally, my fellow subscribers, in first place, the numero uno Call of Duty that was never made is Call of Duty Minecraft. No, actually, I'm just kidding, but I actually think that Call of Duty Minecraft exists. I don't play Minecraft, so I don't fucking know. But it is Ghost 2. I mean, I made like 4 or 5 videos about Ghost 2. I was actually expecting that the next Call of Duty was going to be I was actually expecting Ghost 2 as the next Call of Duty, but unfortunately we all know that that's not gonna happen, because we're gonna be playing Infinite Warfare. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's, when you think about it, it's not really Infinity Ward's fault, so you shouldn't be hating on Infinity Ward. It's your fucking fault, you motherfucker, because you cried so much about Ghost, alright? And I love Ghost, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always said that I like Ghost. You know, 9 out of 10 people, when 9 out of 10 people were hating, I was that one guy that was defending Ghost. So I'm still gonna defend it. I've never been afraid to tell you guys I love Ghost. In fact, people were like, yo, don't post Ghost gameplay. I was like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna keep posting Ghost, and that's what I did, and I fucking love the game. I think the game is fun, the gameplay is fast paced, the hit detection is great, the kill streaks are fun, they're not overkill, they're not gonna get you 100 kills, but they are fun. So if you are a sweaty nerd, if you like sweating your balls every single night going for 100 kills, well, maybe you're not gonna do that in Ghost. But if you're a fucking beast, if you like having fun, well, you're gonna get that in Call of Duty Ghost. And yeah, some maps were bad and whatever, but I believe that Infinity Ward, if people didn't hate so much on Ghost to the point that Infinity Ward had to fucking make a new Call of Duty. I think that they could have fixed their mistakes, and Ghost 2 could have been one of the best Call of Duties ever with, you know, overpowered kill streaks. That's pretty much what they had to do to make the kill streaks overpowered, with smaller maps, maybe with a little bit of better colors, you know, for the little kids crying about the game being dark and whatever. You know, it's a game, you know, the world was at fucking war. It's a fucking post-apocalyptic type of fucking war game, shooter, whatever. Everything is destroyed. You want, you know, a war setting to look fucking colorful. I mean, look at World at War. It's dark and whatever. That's what happens when there's war. Everything is dark and gray and whatever. It's not like fucking you don't have rainbows and fucking motherfuckers, you know, doing the fucking dab or whatever it's called, and fucking taking selfies in fucking water parks. It's a fucking war zone. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave your opinion in the comment section below. I will see you next time. Peace out.